Hey guys, good morning. It is May 16th, 2020. I'm sorry, it's June 16th, 2020. Brain's off today. 9:13 a.m. pre-market. Real quick, hopefully you guys can catch this video before it's, not super applicable what's going on today, but interesting moves on the market. We're in the gap between the island top reversal. Hopefully some guys listen to me on TVIX. Just trying to pound the table on StockTwits to get out, 205, 213, just, tell them, look, the market backdrop here is definitely a structured manipulation, and, we have all the ingredients of a topping market with the retail investors and everything, but, where it ends, we don't know, and let's not try to figure that out. The prior videos, obviously, I show that this could be just a one and done pullback, and I thought there was a 60% chance that it was, and now it looks like that is the correct thesis. Interesting moves, like when we look at the channels that I draw on the market, we can look at like a 20-day, 20-minute channel. You can see how accurate some of these things are that we draw for directional changes, and we look at them based on energy transfer in certain areas. We can see this area had some energy transfer, how it kind of gravitated, and then the pivot before the gap. So we thought that was important, and we can look at some other areas. But I draw these lines, and they go back months and months, and you can see how applicable they are when you come into the real time today. In fact, you look intraday, and look at that. This line here was the pre-market low before we had the move higher. This downward angle line here, descending top line here, was a pivot point during the market. Once we broke above that, we fired off that level. And then in pre-market here, look at that. We literally tapped. I shorted a little bit up there in pre-market at 316.96. And we literally tapped that line, 317. And we did a little hammer off of there. I'm going to be covering really quick because this market seems pretty powerful, but I'll give a little bit more wiggle room. I only did 100 shares, so $133, no big deal. Just wanted to kind of test the water, see how accurate we are. But that's interesting. The crazy stock of today is, every day there's a crazy stock, right? And we're hoping one day we'll be owning some of those crazy stocks. We owned IMRN. We owned NOVN, we've owned CLDX, so we've caught some of these crazy moves. This one's the mad move of the day, from 95 cents to $5.40. Absolutely absurd. And I'm hoping, and we'll close this up real quick, that HAPP one day will be the crazy stock of the day. And I like it because they do make money. It's Chinese, it's a biotech, it's got a lot of ingredients, small float, and it's got a nice long baseline, pretty much, so limited downside, right? I own this higher, in the low threes, unfortunately, and it's kind of dripped down. But maybe one day it's starting to get a little bit of volume, some type of activities going on here, but it can't seem to get above the 50. Hopefully one day I've accumulated some shares in that, and we will have that become one of the crazy stocks of the day. We're always trying to find them before they move. I don't like to chase them after they move. And then in closing, we have one IPO that looks very interesting today, RPRX. So keep an eye on this one, okay, guys? RPRX. They get a lot of royalties from kind of early stage pharma, and they share those 80-20 split. 20% go to shareholders. Pretty interesting company. They are cash flow positive. They do make money. Earnings growth is pretty good. They're kind of similar to the Carlyle Group, but a little bit better in the numbers game. Expected pricing at 26. God, who knows, this thing could open in the low 50s or whatever. We're just gonna have to try to watch intraday and determine if it's made a low intraday, and then figure out how to play it. Some of these have been really good plays. We've only had a couple dozen IPOs, so RPRX. We will keep that one in mind. Okay, it's not showing, obviously, it's not trading. And let's close it up with that, guys.